There is a painful truth many refuse to admit. Your hobbies, the moments you claim as leisure, often define you more deeply than your profession ever could. What you choose to immerse yourself in, when the obligations fall away, speaks volumes about your discipline, your values, and ultimately your capacity for self-mastery. Consider this: if your pastimes do not cultivate resilience, clarity, or purpose, what are they cultivating instead? This is not a reproach, but an earnest challenge directed precisely at you, who yearn for mastery beyond mere survival. When was the last time your leisure demanded your best self, not your distracted or weary one? Are your chosen hobbies conduits for growth, or obscure distractions that dilute your vitality? Such questions require honest reflection, for the answer reveals the measure of a true winner not in trophies or applause, but in quiet, persistent command over one's own mind and time. Imagine the Stoics of old, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, who, despite empires and exile, found refuge and strength in daily practices. Their hobbies were not frivolous pastimes, but deliberate expressions of discipline and philosophy. Marcus Aurelius wrote meditations not as idle scribbles, but as exercises in mental clarity and ethical fortitude. Seneca found solace and instruction in letters and dialogues, shaping his mind even amidst chaos. Epictetus, though enslaved, occupied his mind with the mastery of perception and voluntary hardships. Their leisure was a crucible for cultivating resilience, not escape from it. Now notice how modern distractions often stand in stark contrast. Passive consumption, the endless scroll, fleeting thrills, these are habits of surrender, not sovereignty. They sap the spirit and mute the mind's sharpness. True winners, though, engage in hobbies that impose a voluntariness on discomfort. They choose pursuits that stretch patience, confront boredom, and invite reflection. The violinist painstakingly repeating a difficult passage, the runner pushing through muscle ache in solitude, the writer wrestling with thoughts into coherence, all transform leisure into training ground for life's greater trials. What psychological mechanism underlies this? It is control over attention and the acceptance of voluntary hardship. Epictetus taught that suffering is not evil if it is chosen and endured consciously. This voluntary endurance in leisure embeds a habit of self-discipline that permeates all areas of existence. Ask yourself this: does your leisure fortify your capacity to endure what is inevitable, or merely anesthetize you from reality? The question cannot be avoided. What hobbies serve as your allies in the cultivation of emotional resilience? Could it be that those who spend their hours in passive distractions are unconsciously fleeing not just boredom, but inner turmoil? Think carefully. True winners do not run from discomfort. They invite it intermittently through their chosen challenges, expanding their threshold for effort and patience. Observe, too, the paradox that mastery requires both focus and freedom. The Stoic does not enslave himself to endless toil, but to purposeful endeavors that nurture the soul's strength. The hobby chosen is thus an active engagement, a mini laboratory of self-command. Whether it be mastering a craft, practicing an instrument, or deliberate study, it is the quality of attention and intention that transforms leisure into victory. But what practical steps can be taken from this understanding? Begin by auditing your current leisure activities with radical honesty. Do they sharpen or dull your mind? Do they require effort, reflection, or stillness? Can you introduce one disciplined hobby that demands patience and voluntary discomfort? Perhaps meditation, long-distance walking, or journaling. Commit to redefining your relationship with leisure not as mere escape, but as a domain where your character is exercised and refined. Resist the cultural pull towards mindless distraction. Allow yourself the discomfort of boredom, knowing it is fertile ground for growth. In time, you will notice a quiet transformation. Your patience lengthens, your emotional turbulence calms, and your sense of self-discipline becomes unshakable. Before you depart, consider this final reflection. To be a true winner is not solely to conquer worlds outside, but to master the realms within, starting with how you command your leisure. If your free moments are battlegrounds where discipline and clarity clash with chaos and distraction, which force will you choose to cultivate? If this line of thought resonates, I invite you to subscribe. Here lies a reservoir of wisdom dedicated to building a steady mind and an unyielding spirit. Remember, the greatest victories are often those unseen, earned quietly in the choice of how we spend our profoundest solitude. Ultimately, what you do when no one watches reveals the depth of your sovereignty. In the small decisions of leisure lie the blueprints of mastery. Cultivate this space with intention, and you walk the path of a true winner.